people have noticed that our world seems to operate to benefit a few at the expense of the many. This defies all logic, as in a sane and rational society, the rules would be established to make sure that as many people as possible would experience prosperity, and not only a select few. For centuries, rumors have persisted about a secretive cabal conspiring to control essential commodities and means of exchange. Or by contrived scarcity, these shadowy oligarchs conspire to keep the working class in surreptitious subjugation. We examine a possible connection between an ancient catastrophe of global proportions and the rise of a group of elusive operatives whose goal was, and is, to achieve maximum exploitation of planet Earth. Let's face it, academia in our modern world resembles religion far more than it resembles free and open-minded education and inquiry. In order to get a degree in any of a variety of disciplines, you have to learn and accept the theories of those who came before you. If you propose an alternate theory, you will be challenged, ridiculed, and ostracized. You may be prohibited from holding a teaching position or professorship at universities. This demand for doctrinal purity acts to stifle inquiry and create a cult-like organization where tradition is given far more value than discovery or innovative thought. The human race would be so much further along in understanding our origins and connections if these barriers to innovative thought were not actively working to undermine anyone who dares to challenge the official narrative and status quo. To make matters worse, there are those high-level controllers who have taken it upon themselves to decide what information and disclosure humanity should have and what must be suppressed. They claim this is to prevent mass hysteria, but one suspects the real agenda is to maintain their systems of control. The prime disclosure they have sought to suppress is that humanity is not alone in the universe. In fact, all over the world we find clear evidence that the Earth was once a planet colonized by numerous, technologically advanced interstellar races who lived alongside indigenous, developing people in the not-too-distant past. The signs of this are in plain sight all over the world, with numerous new anachronistic discoveries being made every day. On every continent you find ancient marvels of engineering that could only be built with technology superior to that which we possess today. You also have signs everywhere on land and under the sea that approximately 12,800 years ago, the Younger Dryas period, the planet suffered a worldwide catastrophic period of storms and flooding that caused massive long-term destruction of the ecosystem and a dramatic rise in sea level. The Earth may even have been knocked off its axis, causing the North and South poles to relocate, a cataclysm which would have led to mass evacuations among the space colonists and horrific death tolls with indigenous people who were not able or unwilling to flee off-planet or to high ground. The flooded continent of Antarctica, formerly located in a temperate zone, may have suddenly been flash-frozen in its new position at the South Pole, preserving remnants of a pre-flood, spacefaring civilization under the ice. Today, many large cities are located on the coasts of our continents to take advantage of sea trade. All over the world we find evidence of submerged cities on the continental shelves, indicating these were once dry land. In shallow areas of the oceans we find submerged pyramids and other ruins of cities. Evidence is mounting that the planet experienced a cataclysm of immense proportions that wiped out much of the population that existed at that time and led to a civilization reset. Add to this the many ancient stories of a worldwide flood from cultures all over the world, and you have more than conclusive evidence that a large part of the history of the Earth has been lost to the mists of time. Scholars today need to step up with courage, as author Graham Hancock has, and question the prevailing flawed timeline of technological development on this planet. The devastating aftermath of the flooding would have made the wrecked planet scarcely able to support a small population for many years to come, as the ecosystem recovered and the climate stabilized. Technological infrastructure would have been destroyed and knowledge lost. This population crash would have led to a restart of civilization, with the survivors being reduced to base existence, finding food and shelter wherever they could. In this scenario, it's the primitive tribes who have retained a knowledge of how to hunt and gather food who are most likely to survive and repopulate the Earth. Now imagine you belong to an advanced group who took shelter in a remote and storm-secure place, and who survived with your library of knowledge intact while the advanced technological infrastructure on the planet's surface was destroyed. If your group survived with agricultural, horticultural, and other knowledge of physical sciences and technology, you would have an extreme advantage over those other few primitives struggling just to find food and shelter. Of primary importance, you would understand the building blocks of reality, and that it is generated by frequency of vibration through consciousness. You would understand that the psychic trauma of the cataclysmic devastation and loss had reduced the collective vibration of the survivors to low density, making them susceptible to deception and subjugation. Being traumatized and in low vibration yourselves, your group may have decided your best chance for survival was to segregate yourselves from the population at large and act as a control system over the redevelopment of society and civilization. Perhaps blaming technology for the past devastating cataclysm, you decide to keep your advanced medicine, science, and technology to yourselves and introduce selective information and beliefs to the people to keep them in limited awareness and using only primitive technology. In time, your advantages give you great power over the recovering population, making you appear as gods to the now ignorant and desperate masses. Imagine if you possessed the ability to communicate over vast distances, to fly and levitate, to heal and prolong life, to cause crops to grow more abundantly, to cut stone and make metal products with precision. Now add to this an understanding of electromagnetism and physics, and top it off with being able to use advanced optics and holographic projection. All of this would give you the power to appear divine to the primitive-minded masses. Now consider this low-frequency state of global consciousness causes you to become corrupted, and you decide you like having this ultimate power over the planet. You decide that in order to keep the population easily susceptible to subjugation, you will keep them in survival mentality by introducing elements into the collective consciousness of societies that will foment strife, anxiety, poverty, suffering, and pain. You will limit consciousness by introducing superstitious religious beliefs that keep adherents in low vibration through fear. You will introduce artificial scarcity by creating a monetary system that enables a few avaricious individuals to accumulate vast resources while others go without. You make sure that the political systems are designed so they attract greedy and violent individuals who will attack and use force and control systems against others to gain advantage. All of this is to ensure you remain secretly in power, pulling the strings from behind a shadowy veil of deception. You monitor the collective vibration of the planet constantly, and if it starts to rise, you make sure famine, disasters, pestilence, or war breaks out to increase the suffering level and retard the expansion of consciousness and a raising of frequency. Your plan is achieving the desired results until the descendants of the interstellar colonists return and find out what has become of the planet their ancestors once called home. As a consequence of your meddling, the Earth must be quarantined, and due to galactic law, they are unable to depose you directly through military intervention. However, they are very wise and initiate a plan to disclose your presence while raising the planetary vibration and expanding the collective consciousness. This intervention will not come from outside the planetary population, but from individuals who agree to incarnate into the global society and act as agents of disclosure and conduits of higher consciousness. Not only will they telepathically broadcast a signal into the collective consciousness, but they will work through all media as well. Some will be inventors who will attempt to restore lost technology to the populace. Slowly, through these efforts, they will expand the consciousness and raise the frequency of vibration so the planet may one day rejoin the galactic community. Your secret cabal greatly fears this incursion into your established power structure and the wrath of the planet's inhabitants. So you implement a plan to consolidate all countries under a one-world government. This global authority will completely curtail all freedom of inquiry and expression, while totally enslaving the population by making them dependent on manufactured pharmaceutical products for their health. Products whose distribution you control. Due to your low vibration, you fail to comprehend that by taking this harmful and regressive action, you have accelerated the awakening of humanity and sown the seeds of your own destruction. For myself and countless others, escaping the parasitic manipulation of the controllers has been the result of waking up from the low vibration illusion and expanding our consciousness. By embracing the lost knowledge of how we collectively create our planetary and personal reality through our thoughts, imaginations, intentions, and actions. When we embrace this new way of thinking, mentagenesis, we are able to escape the matrix control systems and change our personal reality to match our desires. By spreading this emancipating information to others, we are collectively creating a new reality that has no place in it for manipulative control freaks. Rather, it rewards those who seek to cooperate in compassion to build a society that's conducive to maximum freedom, happiness, and prosperity for all. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to copy the link, repost it to social media, and recommend this to your friends. You'll also want to subscribe so you're notified immediately when each new mind-expanding and vibration-lifting video is uploaded. And now, a word from Daniel Wolfert, the author and producer of this video.
My latest book, Revealing Earth's Hidden Past, Ancient Civilizations and Extraterrestrial Influence, proposes alternative views on human history, extraterrestrial involvement, and societal manipulation. We explore ancient civilizations, discovering lost technologies, and hidden truths about humanity's past and future potential. My research suggests that remnants of advanced technologies exist worldwide and challenges the accepted historical narrative that minimizes our connection to these civilizations. This book advocates for expanded consciousness and challenges societal norms imposed by a controlling elite. This is not only a book about manipulated history, but also about how our beliefs shape our current reality. Jump over to Amazon.com and get your copy today. Thank you in advance for supporting the cause of full disclosure.